The RRT Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. Season 4, Episode 5 shall begin shortly. In 5, 4, 3. Thank you for tuning in, folks. It is me, Mr.A, your host of the RRT Boxing Show. You new viewers, thank you for tuning in. How you found the show? Hopefully, somehow a shared video because I'm just using the title, RRT Boxing Show. Now, as you can see by the tag or the thumbnail, maybe that's you tuned in on that. Thank you for that. You subscribers, thank you for staying with me on season 4. Support the show. Hit the thumbs up. Not too many people are watching the RRT Boxing Show. They watch the segments, the fight recaps and the predictions and Mr.A's thoughts and fight makers. They watch the little segments, but not too many are watching the show. But hopefully, those who do, you share some, talk about some, and hit the thumbs up and keep enjoying them. Because hey, when I get the time, they will keep coming because the time is short for me to do the segments. So I just talk about the shit I want to talk about. Now this one, a strange city of Philly, but it has the invocation of Vosdick and Betterbeef. We would talk about that. We'd talk about Laura. We'd talk about if you tuned into the RRT Boxing Show since season 1 to season 4, anywhere in between, you know I talk about 2 people, 3 people, but mainly 2, that if you want money, you got to fight these 3 people. That international fame money. To me, the heavyweights got to fight Zhili Zhang from China. Whoever can get that international cash check is going to take boxing and the fame to a whole new level. But, some heavyweight got to cash in and fight him in China. Take their brand to a whole new international level. That's number 3. Number 2, a fighter that you got to fight somewhere who I think will raise your international fame is Chris Eubank Jr. I think he brings enough to the table. Whether people like him, they're going to see the fight. People who hate him, and they're hoping they're going to hope that opponent knocks the fuck out of Chris Eubank, so they go watch the fight for that. He's the right opponent for anyone looking to make an international splash in the UK. Go fight Chris Eubank Jr. There's a good fan base. He got a nice little cult fan base for him, and he got a good hating fan base that will show up and fill out seats. And if he comes with the talking of the mouth microphone MC that he can be, that fight will sell well. And then, of course, we know what number 1. If you want some international fame, some international money, take your ass to Australia, fight Jeff Horn. That we know that. But now, the reason why we did the international check is because Chris Eubank Jr. He's being watched. He's being watched by Vincent Feigenbutz. We would talk about that a little bit. We got a little bit more just to talk about him watching Chris Eubank Jr. because Vincent Feigenbutz been a little bitch himself. Like that. The RRT Boxing Show. If you just tuned in somewhere around season 3, but if you follow the whole show, you know we talk the best versus the best, number 1 through 15. For your new viewers, we go over it. We talk the best versus the best. That's the lingo of the show. Best versus the best, number 1 through 15. We talk the belts, the intercontinentals, the nationals, how they get those belts, what they mean, how they climb up it, get their shots. So we've been talking Vincent Feigenbutz since like season 2. Watching him do his thing. And I believe it was season 3. We said the bright spots were going to be Caleb Plant and Rocky Fielding. That's who we picked to be watch out moments for season 3. And what the fuck happened to those guys? Good call right there for the Double RT Boxing Show. Hit that thumbs up. Season 3 was a nice prediction to watch out for. Booms, Caleb Plant. Now, like I said, we'll get back to Fig and Bumps. We'll get back to Fig and Bumps. That little fucking bitch right there. And then we go on. A good one, folks. Two cruiserweight two cruiserweight title bouts for the next bracket we're going to be talking about. If you're into cruiserweights, check that in. Coley, Lorena, possibly a future matchup of even both. And then we're going to finish it with the good old Kovalev and Yard. Now, saying all that, and if you like that boxing talk, hit that thumbs up. You boxing junkies, you new viewers, you stumbled onto the boxing rehab known as the Double RT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing. You're here because you watched everyone else and you stumbled onto the new show and you're like, oh shit, I'm a junkie. I talk that talk right here on the Ready Talk. Ready Talk that boxing. Now, as we say, in Philly, who knows? It's what you gotta consider the fighters. They're like what, Russian? What is Vosdik and better be Russian and Ukrainian? Philly has a nice mixture of that melting pot of that fucking Eastern Europe shit. It's almost like New York. They got some of their fan base, and the people in New York can travel to Philadelphia. They can't fight too much at the Barclays because they got the contract with the PBC. So you can't put too many other fights. And you figure go down to Philadelphia. That's like the next East Coast, market. So they could try and fight there considering a good boxing ground. Because you can't just sell this fight. You can't say, hey, we got fucking Vosdik and Better Beef. People ain't gonna buy that fucking ticket. A boxing fan in Philadelphia will buy that ticket. But anywhere else, hey, want to go see Vosdik and Better Beef? Even though they knock each other the fuck out, no one's, So building them, only way you can is take them to a boxing city. And like I said, in Philadelphia is close enough to New York, and they have their own little Eastern Bloc immigrants themselves. Now, light heavyweight is very, very awoken right now. Very awoken, considering we've been crying for unifications for about a good year, 2 years, some type of noise to happen in the light heavyweight. Even though the belts really just got a good stranglehold on them. You figure Ward and Kovalev was doing their thing. Superman was over there. Stevenson was doing his thing. So the light heavyweights wasn't really the chance for unification business-wise, you should say. But now that it is, then the Russian block came. They got it. Now they really, contract Better Beef was fucked up in the contract. Vosdik was in the middle of stuff, top rank, Showtime. But now he's on ESPN. Bivou's on DAZN, stuck. Vosdik and Better Beef. Bivou, Kovalev. And again, Kovalev's fighting Yard. Bivou, stuck on DAZN. It sounds good. It really does sound good. Maybe even pays well. Keep a fighter busy. But Bivou is an example. What do you do? What's he going to do? He's just talking about dropping down to 168. He's a champ at 175, who I think I rate him probably the best. I like Bivou. Nothing fancy, simple, good distance. I think that'll go a good amount of way. Like I said, and Beterbiev and Vosdick. Vosdick don't look like he hits hard, but he gets that nice leverage on him. He certainly don't look like he hit hard enough to drop Beterbiev. I don't see it. But like I said, maybe it's just one of those punches that it just doesn't look good on TV. But that's gonna be an interesting fight. Uh, Beterbiev, I think, is a more. He's definitely a better boxer than what I think a lot of fans. When you mention Beterbiev, oh, he's gonna knock somebody the fuck out, knock someone the fuck out. He can break you down and then knock you the fuck out. He's has the punch selection and the arsenal to do it. He can't fire off in like high combinations because of his pretty solid 175 physique. He's a pretty muscular dude, so he ain't gonna fire too many combinations off. But he's good selected. Whereas Vosdick is the taller, linkier, flab on the body, but not flab. But compared to body, he could throw combinations because he's not as toned and muscular. Is he gonna be able to use those legs of his? The nail, the nail. I don't know what the fuck Beterbiev is called. What is Beterbiev called? He sure ain't the nail. Vosdick, will he nail Beterbiev down? That's gonna be a good fight. You got Kovalev, the probably the king of the division, the name, taking on Yard. Remember how everyone sounded so confident and so easy? Like, oh, Yard to fuck him up. Yard to fuck him up. When that fight was like a year and a half away. If they ever fight Yard, to beat his ass. Now that fight's like a month and a half away, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if Yard's ready for that fight. It was easy to hate on Kovalev like a year and a half ago and just talk shit on him. But now that the fight is a month and a half away, everyone just slowly picking the old king. It's funny, funny, funny. How can Yard win that fight? Is there still a lot of people who think Yard could win that fight? I do. I think Yard could win that fight. He can't. I don't think, even though he's known for being a nice, quick counterpuncher and all that good stuff, I don't think Yard should take that chance and be on the outside. Wait for the counter, try to make him overextend and reach. Playing that game and giving Kovalev the chance to land at full extension is a dangerous game to play. You know, just use the movement, the turtle shell, the like 3/4 turtle shoulder roll, crouch over, and get your ass in there and just mid range. Mid range. Now we have seen Yara get hit with some rights, overhand rights. That's why I think that's why the percentage in Yard has went down. If I'm not correct, like, oh shit, he's been getting hit pretty well by these labeled tomato cans he's been fighting. They've been landing some good rights on him. He's been getting them out of there, but there's been like the last 3 of his fights. It was far obvious he got hit, not buzzed or rocked or anything to do with the fight. These people were landing clean shots on him. Like, okay, he took it well, but like I said, if there's a Kovalev shot, who knows? Who knows? So that's another interesting. And again, Bivol out there all alone on the zone. Poor guy. I don't know. I don't know if that fool even has a ration. He's out there on that fucking lifeboat all alone. Do anyone even got a ration for fucking Bivol? You can give him a fucking ration in number 8 WBA Charles Foster, who is fighting the 17th USA Charles Foster. I'm doing I will do a breakdown and prediction for that fight. Charles Foster versus, what is that dude's name? Dennis Grajovic. I could probably talk about it right here and still do a breakdown because it's not like too many people are going to watch this show. But if you do watch it and you're a junkie, thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Dennis Grajovic, Charles Foster. I'm going with Foster in that bout. I am picking Foster to win that fight. against Dennis Gray. I think I'm pulling him up. Where is he at? Charles Foster. With the height, the reach, he has a pretty, he sets him up. He sets the fight up. The 1-2, 1-2 left hand. Kind of like a Laura does. But as the fight goes on, he will unload more. He'll start bringing it down while Laura stayed in that one gear. 6'2" at a 75-inch reach. Southpaw, age 29. Taking on the 37-year-old, 19-7-1, 6', 69 inch. So he has a 6-inch reach with a 2-inch height advantage. 8 years in the age. And I think from what I've seen, he has the legs to move out the way, spin off the ropes, and get away from Dennis. Because Dennis will turn sideways, lunge, some punches in, kind of crab walk you down. From what I've seen, he's very rough and rugged and just trying to get in and throw some hooks. I think Charles Foster will be able to just at bay with the jab, keep him off, and occasionally get tied up. He might get hit with some wild shit that Dennis throws. He'll spin off the ropes, tie him up, and just 1-2, 1-2. And I think as the fight goes on and he starts landing that 2 left, he'll start working in the body. And I think he'll walk him down. And I think he'll probably knock him out. I think he'll knock him out. I think because he's going to be his third defense of the NABA light heavyweight title, the North American Boxing Association. So, gotta follow and see what's the next USA talent out there. Considering dude, Marcus Brown, what the fuck, Marcus Brown? Following the USA fucking peeps and shit. Marcus Brown fucking gets, and it's those fights, man. Boxing is a system of points, and that's why you can't take. That was a perfect example of you can't take minutes off. You can't take a round off. You can't take a. I guess you could pace at your belt and hope, and when you can take a minute, 30 seconds off here, but you can't really afford to take off rounds. You may think it's okay. You may think you got it. You know what you're doing. But damn, boom, you got John Passau fucking headbutting you. You got Sean Porter headbutting you. It's like you don't know, like, oh shit, I was winning and I was going to win the next round. I was going, it's like, oh well, you lost that 45 seconds of this round and you got headbutted, so hey, you lose your belt. You gotta go, and fucking Marcus Brown. So right there's what is that? Can fucking Charles Foster, the USA, if he's victorious against Dennis Gravich, can he be a nice little ration for Bivol? Considering the zone is USA, marketing item. What else can they sell if they're trying hard to sell USA fighters, get something? Bivol, champion. Number 1, Brown. 2, Valeria. 3, Bosel. 4 is a great fucking fight. Watzia. But, Watzia would just have to be a fighter who just grows on you through the mouth of word. Now, what might be a good boost for them is just straight that I think he'd be like their. No, there's Boo Boo on drive, but he'd be there. No, there's Tevin Farmer, so there's 2 black guys over there. He'd be the 3rd black guy. Maybe they could try something because it's just not happening. All their Mexican fan base is at a lower weight class, and that's not really transitioning to subscribers. So they need any hope and anybody to help them subscribe. But they ain't got that fighter. They just don't have it. You know, Canelo's fucking bossing him. Triple G, he's like, hey, follow the contract you gave me. So maybe, like I said, maybe they'll try and press their luck with Charles Foster, a USA guy. They'll try and build themselves a star with Charles Foster. Maybe, why not? Every other network seems to have their repeaters, card fillers. You're like, oh shit, this guy's on another Fox card. This guy's on another every promotion got their little card fillers. Maybe DAZN will start, instead of just relying on Golden Boy and Matchroom to get some USA fighters and throw them in there, because Golden Boy's having more problems. So fuck DAZN, maybe they could eventually somehow find the money and get their own little promotional thing. Make it easier to work with other fighters, other promotions, instead of saying, "Oh, okay, work through Golden Boy and DAZN, work through Matchroom and DAZN. Just fuck it, just work with DAZN, and here's your check. Thank you for working with us," and bounce. That might be an easier way for them to go. Let Oscar and them go. But then they need fighters though. They need fighters that's gonna be on free agents. It'll be hard work for them. Like, which fighter? But if there's where they see DAZN throwing money and the word got out like DAZN starting their own promotional, you can branch out, fight for other networks, but about 80% of your fights gonna be on our streaming service. That shit'll work. But without that, and without the weight, without the going down in weight, I don't see what the fuck's out there for Bivol. Because a unification is only happening for him on ESPN. DAZN's going to have to let him go. Number 5, Vin Forling. Number 6, Jesse Hart, ESPN. Salamov. DAZN could probably get that fight. Foster could get that fight. Caparello, Craig Richardson, the Spider, but Jean Pascal, who knows what the hell he's going to be doing for that. Will he go for a rematch? Like, hey, I got this belt. I want my rematch. Who freaking knows? And then you have Humberto Ramirez. Humberto Ramirez is up in that division. So the lightweight. And then let's now mention the fucking golden ticket, whether you want to say it or not. You got a golden ticket, and what's his Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. coming back at 175. Now it's real interesting with Julio Cesar Chavez. He looked good in the pictures. He looked like he got his, he's been taking his conditioning, his training camp serious. He looked free, he didn't look too flabby. He looked like he had some solid guns on him, some shoulders, some wings. Looked like he's been working, being dedicated. Now, if he comes back and is something, the fights that guy can have is freaking ridiculous. Just about any title shot with him is going to be money. Whether it's Vosdik, Bivol, Beterbiev, Kovalev. Fuck, man. Even an international, him going to Yard in England, that fool would bring right now, besides just his name in the ring itself, 175. If he's an independent guy out there, him and Humberto Ramirez on a fucking September, May, if they want to throw that against a Canelo date, Canelo is on DAZN. You're only going to see him if you're subscribed to that. So if everyone who's used to pay-per-views and all that, yeah, they might buy Canelo for $20. They just might do it that, or they might go for the pay-per-view fight of Roberto Ramirez and Julio Cesar Chavez, or get this. I know it might be far-fetched to say Julio Cesar Chavez dropping and losing more weight, or perhaps his opponent gaining a little more weight in the catch weight. Super middleweight champion, if it foresees this way, if it happens. David Benavidez, Julio Cesar Chavez. Can you imagine that? Or imagine that's so like that. Julio Cesar Chavez got some fights up there. But can you imagine possibly another fight if Benavidez wins and he wants to go up? He's like, you know what? Fuck that, I already lost the belt through suspension because of my cocaine. It sucked. But I lived once without the belt. I'm a champion now. I'm going to fucking drop it so I can go up to 175 and fight fucking Roberto Ramirez for the belt. Saying if Roberto Ramirez somehow, if both these Mexicans land the WBC titles, can you imagine that fight? Like I said, there is some fights to look forward to. Like I said, that is a good, damn, that'd be a good ass fucking nice Mexican. That'd be if they can't put that fight in Mexico City, then if it has to be stateside, of course Staples Center would be a nice one. You would think Houston, of course, the old Dallas Stadium. Is there like a nice? But yeah, fuck. That fight's probably way too big for the fucking StubHub. That's a fight, Roberto Ramirez and fucking David Benavidez. But then I said it again, if you're gonna add what we were originally talking about, Julio Cesar Chavez, Roberto Ramirez, David Benavidez, those fights are sellers. Those are sellers. Like I said, and it's a good chance, even though it costs more, it's a good chance it would get seen more than Canelo's DAZN fight, just for the fact of you guys signed up for it. It's laziness. People would just rather fucking click, pay, done. It's the same thing as DAZN, click, pay, done. But I won't be surprised if that triangle with that trio, Benavidez, Ramirez, Julio Cesar Chavez, could outdo a fight of Canelo's on DAZN. If those triangles on pay-per-view, I just won't be surprised. Now, speaking of David Benavidez, the super middleweight champion, or number one contender, former champion, just a straight drug fell. Cocaine, drug fell, nothing else. If he is to get this belt, this champion belt against Durrell, which I think he will, I think he's going to stop Durrell. I think Durrell, he throws hard, but I think in all his aggression, I don't think Durrell could box a smart boxing fight against Benavidez. I don't think he has enough to stay on the outside, pick him off, keep him off him, hold him, land the right body shots, and eventually break him down with something heavy, knock him down possibly. I don't think Durrell could do that. But we saw Ronnie do it. So I don't see Durrell doing it. I think Benavidez kind of took Durrell a little lightly the first one. It was too late for him to catch on. Like, shit, momentum was going. So I got Benavidez winning that one, and then after that, it's already been basically contracted that Yardaman gets the first crack at that WBC title. And I don't think WBC is going to break their contract to do a unification bout unless Yardaman agrees and takes a good sidestep money. And it has to be a hefty one because the WBC already fucking like contracted him the fight. So be a hefty one. Then you got Kellum Smith, the WBA champion, who's kind of out there in no man's land. He, people know he's in the ocean. They just can't find him because you said you got Saul out there as the regular champion, who just wants to skip him, the real champion, and go to 175 for the fifth division. Like, that's fine. You can still fight me, and then fuck, if you win, go up there. If you lose, go up there. You can still be a five-time division champion. You can still fight me. I don't know why Smith just hasn't came out and just talked shit like that. Like, hey, that's cool. He's talking about he wants to be a five-weight division champion. That's fine. He can still do that with 2 losses on his record. He can, just talk that shit, Smith. Mundu. Sometimes you just gotta talk it, brother. Talk it. Because people don't think you're fucking absolutely have no chance in that. You got people thinking you can win that fight. Be like, oh yeah, I admire that Canelo wants to be a legend. Yeah, he wants to go up and be a 5-time 5-division champion. I totally understand that. I just hope he knows that he can still do that with 2 losses on his record. Can you imagine if Mundo said that? Ooh, the boxing media outlet would blow the fuck up if Mundo starts talking like that. Stun up, young man. Stud the fuck up. And then Caleb Plant, IBF champion. You got WBO Billy Joe Saunders, who left Frank Warren. I'm not sure. Did he sign with Matchroom, or is everyone's pretty much assuming that's if he hasn't already signed? If I'm late to the party, I'm sorry. But Billy Joe Saunders, you figure he will sign with the Zone. You got Smith over there, Saul over there. Triple G somehow is always maybe. You could throw that out there. And then the next bracket, you got Fieldings out there. You got Yardaman, you got Eubank Jr. That's a nice rematch. That's always a rematch for Billy Joe Saunders. If you say, oh, I don't need it, I don't need it. But when you're not getting fights and all of a sudden, boom, you're like, damn, I'm not getting no big name fight. I can fight so and so. I can fight this guy, fight that. Stay busy. Get this, or add an extra $2 million onto any fight because you're fighting Chris Eubank Jr. again. You might want to take that rematch, beat his ass again like you did the first one. You beat him, right? You can do it again. You got Australian Zach Parker. You got American Peter Quillen, which is to me is questionable. Who knows what's out there on that guy? Who knows? Well, you got Caleb Truax. Oh man, I think all those guys, champions, Joe Saunders, Quillen. Well, ain't Quillen and Truax having a rematch? Yeah, because that's a tough fight. You got Yukatsky. Who knows how he's gonna bounce back? I know he had a comeback fight, or he's having one, but it's against a softball. Who knows exactly what the fuck Caleb Plant took from him? What did he take from you? Then you got Chris Eubank Jr. is out there, Zach Parker, Zach Dunn, Akaway, Bala Akaway. Golden Boy was trying to slowly build him up, and they thought they could like, okay, here's your opportunity. You've been good. They fucking threw him against the gorilla. John Ryder whooped his ass, and him being up there at number 1. Him and Eubank Jr. I'm not sure if that fight ever got finalized. Because last I remember, it was fucking. Last I read, it was Eubank Jr. Because the last time I read this card, it's fucking when Chamberlain signed with Al Heyman, and they were talking about that card that he could possibly be on that card. It was Broner, Shelby, Ryder, and Eubank. And of course, Broner's and Shelby's not happening. I would have had Broner fucking Shelby up too. Now, with you, like I said, Eubanks is a good fucking fight. You beat him, you get recognition, good recognition. John Ryder, if he beats Eubank Jr., I think this is gonna pump him up. Eubank Jr. he needs to make it happen because it is so much out there for Chris Eubank Jr. He's connected to the ITV, the PBC connection, the American and UK. He's like the lifeline, the bridge. He can be that big star that Al Heyman Sports UK needs. Kind of how Eddie Hearn is doing Matchroom USA. Al Heyman Sports PBC UK. It can be just started off with Eubanks Jr. He's that face. He's a good face, good microphone. Seems to have the skills. The dude has a fucking motor. The dude can go rounds. Now, hopefully, being tied down to trainer and not trainers, giving him a style, not just talent and ability in the ring. Give him a style in the ring and see where he goes. Because he's being watched. Chris Eubanks Jr. is being watched by Vincent Feigenbutz. Feigenbutz is a nice fighter. He's definitely ready for world stage. Whether he sinks or swim, we'll find out. But he's definitely time to take that step. He's domestic badass. He's doing his thing. But his handlers got to know he ain't ready. Not for world level. He's still regional or national or whatever. Because he turned down the Caleb Plant fight. I believe for the eliminator. Who did Caleb Plant fight to get into the eliminator spot? But anyway, Vincent Bunks turned down the eliminator against Plant. I think he was like number 3 and 4, and Vegan Bunks went his own way. He went and got his Global Union title. That fight, instead of that fight, he should have been fighting Caleb Plant in the eliminator. Didn't happen. So he still sits at the highest spot of the IBF. That's funny. As you know, the IBF has their 2 highest spots empty. You got Feigenbutz, number 3. You got Quillen and Truex doing that rematch for one of those eliminator spots. Can the other eliminator spot go to Feigenbutz, number 3, and a Chris Eubank Jr., number 8? Big name, because you figure number 6, but the IBF, IBF don't fuck around. They'll give you your shit. IBF Fyodor Chidinov, number 6, Ukatsky, number 7, Eubank Jr., number 8. Maybe they might skip those people and give it to Eubank Jr. Maybe, especially if that fight with him and Ryder ever gets finalized or whatever, if that ever happens. But Vegan Bunts and Eubank Jr. can be an ITV headliner and an IBF eliminator for Caleb Plant. A Caleb Plant and Eubank Jr. fight, fucking gold. Gold. Absolutely fucking gold. Now, how these gentlemen wanted to handle that microphone, It could be a respectful boxing is a gentleman's game, or it could be just pure TV trash talking gold. It can be I'm saying Caleb Plant and Eubank Jr. That is a good fucking fight. Trash talking skills. It's good for camera. It's gonna look like two well conditioned athletes going at it, throwing punches. It looks right for TV. It's gonna sound right for press conferences. It's a good fucking fight. Good fight. And then we're gonna skip a little on down. We're gonna skip a little on down because I did some middleweights, but we're gonna skip it on down to 154. Talk a little bit about the best fighters to probably ever lace up the pair of gloves. If not the best fighter, he's the shadow of the best fighter. We're talking about Erislandy Lara. Yes, folks. Yes, he's probably the best fighter ever put to lace him up. That's my favorite fighter. And the best fighter to ever lace him up. Erislandy Lara. His fight got bumped up to fucking the regular title. I don't know how it happened. Working with Al Heyman, perhaps. But it is. So this Alvarez fight, which Ramon is number 6. Get that out of here. He's number 6 in the WBA. He's ahead of Erickson Lubin. Oh shit! He's ahead of Jesse Vargas, Patrick Teixeira, Scott Fitzgerald, Couché. Oh boy, Alvarez is up there. Well, this fight is for the now regular title. Can Alvarez become a regular champion? Is he got this upset? I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping number 2. But it's already said after this fight, the winner has 120 days to get the fight done, signed, deal, delivered with Michael Sorrow, which is who Erislandy Lara was originally supposed to fight. But Team Sorrow said, hey, can we get one more fight for a paycheck first? Can we do that? Can we kindly have that granted for us? And they asked Erislandy Lara, like, hey, Sorrow says before he fights you, is it cool if he gets one more paycheck? And Lara's like, well, considering that I am the American dream and I know what it is to want that check for your family, sure, no problem. Go get another fight for a paycheck. But, in doing so, I want a fill-in fight for the interim title then. If I'm going to give this up, since I'm supposed to be fighting for a title, and you guys are going to allow this guy to do this, I want my next fight for an interim. So if the champ goes down, fuck the regular. I'm the deal. I'm the champ. No, fuck it. You got it. And now it's regular champion. They said it's been raised up, so I guess the interim is what, lower than the gold? I don't know what the fuck that was about. I have no idea, but it's now the regular. Sorrow and Lara should be a good fight. You know, of course, I thought Lara won both his fights against Hurd and Castellano. I thought he won Castellano by more than he won Hurd. I thought he barely won Hurd. I thought he had Castellano by like 3 rounds. Hurd by a round or 2. Sorrow could definitely fight faster than Hurd. Faster than Lara. So it's going to be interesting to see if Lara is going to be stuck in front of him again. And we saw in Lara on the ropes what Castellano was able to do. Like that, you're not necessarily beating Lara, but the fact that he's in front of you and it's so easy to look the busier fighter. This Sorrow fight to me is going to be closer than what it should be. You know, Sorrow has good hand speed. It seems like as the fight goes on, he gets a little warmed up. The engine, that muscular body, gets second winds, starts going. So it's dangerous. I just don't like it. Like I want Laura, because obviously he's getting older, but I don't see him using his legs like we once knew. He's that pocket fighter. He should be able to beat Sorrow. He should be able to punch him in his gut, the stomach jab him. He should be able to time him with the left hand. Like I said, Sorrow has the hand speed to look the busier fighter and trouble Lara. So that's a nice interest in that 154. Nice 154 news. At 147, a nice little fight maker right here. A fight maker segment right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. Maybe I just take some of these and just talk about it again. Like I said, not too many people are watching the Double RT Boxing shows. This is episode 5. So maybe I might just do a segment on this one as well. But we're going to do a fight maker on Sergey Lipinets. 3 fights. I would like to see Sergey Lipinets. Maybe at least 1 or 2 of them within the next year and a half. Fight number 3. I would like to see Sergey Lipinets and Jamal James. I think that'd be a real fucking a rock'em sock'em robot top fight. I think that'd be a good ass fight actually. Jamal James, we seen him get hit, we seen him have grit, we seen him want to bounce back. Sergey Lipinets is slowly, quietly creeping on the welterweight scene. Like, okay, he's making some, okay. Oh wait, he lost to Garcia, but after that he just he quietly beat down Peterson. Say what you want to say, but he got it. Fight maker number 2 for Sergey Lipinets right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. So what the fight maker is for you new viewers is that it's not quite fantasy fight maker, but it kind of is. But you just kind of stick. You don't jump up 2 weight divisions, like maybe 1 low, 1 high. Reasonable shit. Now, for this instance, Sergey Lipinets, I'm not even really looking at 154 because I just know he has no chance up there with those fighters. And none of those fighters really is an interesting style matchup to me for him. As in Jamal James, the nice, tall, linkier guy who can brawl against the samurai who's going to try and work himself in and break you down. I think that's a good matchup. Fight number 2. I would like to see Sergey Lipinets take on, and I think this one is a good one myself. I like to see him fight Jesse Vargas. I think that's a good fight for him. Sergey Lipinets taking on Jesse Vargas. The name, Jesse Vargas is known as a nice solid boxer. Has the nice tie. Everyone thought he was winning against Broner. Footwork, look at it. Jesse Vargas is known as a all-around nice, solid fighter. There's nothing too bad about him. Nothing too negative about his style. So I think that'd be a nice little boost for Sergey Lipinets. Now, my number 1 fight for Sergey Lipinets within the next year and a half is a possibility. I think he's the WBO International, sitting at number 4. He's sitting at number 4. Jesse Vargas is number 2. Jesse Vargas is number 2. Jamal Unchango, wasn't it Unchained? Was it Chango? Is it Jamal Chango? James. Number 11 for the WBC. Number 7 for the WBA. He dropped he dropped in the WBA. Yikes, did he drop? Because his last fight against was it DeMarco? That shit there was like, oh, fight of the year, blah blah blah. It shouldn't have been. He should have whooped his ass. So, dude, Alexander Vesputin became #1 for Manny Pacquiao. Vesputin. Dang, will Manny Pacquiao fight and work with Top Rank one last time? Work with him. That is the best Butin. That is a, but that's a PBC. So who knows if he'll get that shot? Then whoever held Razat Batuyev #2, Ugas #3, Garcia #4, Thurman #5, Garcia #6. Damn, so Jamal James dropped down to 7 with that bullshit victory that everyone thought was fight of the year. Dropped him down. Dude, he was like what, #2? 3 or something like that. Dropped him down like 4 spots with that bullshit victory. But anyway, back to Fight Maker right here on the RRT Boxing Show, the Ready Talk Boxing Show with your host, Mr.A. We are doing a Fight Maker, 3 fights, Sergey Lipinets. We hope to see him fight in the next year. #3, Jamal James. Delinky style, can samurai chop himself in, break him down. #2, Jesse Vargas, a nice overall solid fighter, big name, great victory on your resume for Sergey Lipinets to be in the position he is. That's climbing the ladder. And the #1 fight, Mr.A wishes to see Sergey Lipinets within the next year and a half, is no other than Danny Swift Garcia. I think that's a hell of a fight. 2 fighters right in front of each other, trying to counter each other. Danny Garcia got big left hooks. Sergey is going to be there trying to counter him. Can he keep that guard up for the left hook? Can he break him down? I think that's a very good matchup, especially the top, the pinnacle of Sergey Lipinets' climb into welterweight. Great stuff. That's what I think of. That is Mr. A's Fight Maker right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Thank you for watching episode 5, season 4. Share it. Leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up, and thank you for your time and support.